So again, throughout the month of December, I am letting my moderators choose all of the topics of my videos. We are on the fifth topic that Mo chose. Today we're going to be talking about fresh fragrances that are normally known for spring and summer that also work well in the cool weather. So today we're going to be talking about 10 of those. So without further ado, let's get it. What's good, my great smelling dudes? Welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another top 10 list that Mo came up with. So thank you to Mo, shout out to him, where he wants me to talk about 10 of those spring and summer fragrances that you know for the spring and summer, but they also do shine in the cool weather. And I know that because all of these I have worn within the last 2 months. The one that I'm going to talk about first, I actually wore 2 days ago. So a lot of these are going to contain maybe a little bit of sweetness, maybe some vanilla, a little bit of fruitiness or something, but they all do shine in the cool weather. I always just recommend trying out some of your fresh fragrances. One that I didn't include here that I tried out today that actually works good in the cool weather, surprisingly, because it's a high heat fragrance, Dolce & Gabbana, the light blue Eau Intense. But yeah, try that out. With that said, before we get into the 10 fresh fragrances you can wear in the cool weather, make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you have not. Comment below, let me know some fresh fragrances you like to wear in the cooler weather. And then again, if you want my videos sooner, make sure to hit the notification bell. So we have 10, so I'm going to get straight into it, so I'm not keeping you guys here all day. The first one is an indie fragrance. You know it's my favorite green fragrance for like March and April, although I like to wear this all year round. It's Imaginary Authors Saint Julep. So this is what the bottle looks like. I like to turn it sideways whenever I put it on my shelf. They all look like books next to each other because they look like the spine of a book. And they even feel like it too, like that kind of leathery feel. And then on the back, you have your notes. Sweet mint, tangerine, southern magnolia, bourbon, grisalva, sugar cube, and the imaginary note is crushed ice. Even though I think sugar cube technically is like an imaginary note, it's almost like a sugary vanilla. The way that this fragrance can be easily described is it's almost like a sugared bourbon mixed together with like a vanilla, and then over top of the whole fragrance, it's very green and sweet mint. The way that it comes across, it's not overly sweet, it's not overly cloying, it's not like really a gourmand. It's almost like if you had you dialed down the harshness of bourbon and made it really smooth, added in a few sugar cubes, surrounded it with vanilla and sweet mint, and a little bit of a sweet white floral. That is exactly what you have with St. Julep. You do get in the opening a touch of this orange, like what is it in here? Tangerine. You get a touch of that, but if you want more of that orange creamsicle vibe, which there's a touch in this, I would go with Lolita Lempicka Green Lover, which is my second favorite green fragrance. It's like this fragrance if you mix it together with a whole whopping serving of orange, which it comes across like an orange creamsicle. Both of these, this one's about $95 and that one's like $40. With that said, this is fantastic. It only lasts about 5 hours or so, but still, sometimes in the cool weather, you actually get better performance. And again, it has this kind of like sugary vanilla and booze in it. So it doesn't sound like something that you should wear in the warm weather, but it is a warm weather fragrance, but it really does eat through the cold. Imaginary Author Saint Julep, you should try that out if you do have it. If not, it's my favorite Imaginary Authors fragrance. The second one, this is an easy pick. This is an all year round fragrance. There's going to be 2 from this exact line. This is one of the special editions that you can only buy from their boutique or online. I absolutely love this. It's like a lemon cream pie. It's Allure Homme Edition Blanche by Chanel. So this bottle's about halfway gone. Like I said, it's like a lemon cream pie. Starts out with a heavy dose of lemon, and then as it mixes together, you get that vanilla coming in, a little bit of this sandalwood. And then as you work your way further into the fragrance, the lemon starts to dissipate as the vanilla and the sandalwood start to creep up, I guess, whatever that means. And then you also do get a hefty helping of musk. So it's kind of like a musky lemon cream pie that turns into more of like a slightly woody cream pie. Very, very, very nice fragrance. It is a spring and summer dominant semi-gourmand fragrance that is easily worn in the cool weather, again because that vanilla is always going to be a cooler weather fragrance. For cooler weather fragrance note that you can wear, this is definitely going to be that. If you see any fragrance with amber, tonka, vanilla, most of the time they'll work in any season. Sometimes they won't work in the warmer weather, so you have to pay attention to that. But this one, every season, great in the cool weather. Another one that only has about 4 to 5 hours of performance. But again, I don't care. I never cared about performance. As long as I get at least 3 hours, I'm fine. Allure Homme Edition Blanche, great. Absolutely fantastic. The next one, it kind of creeps with the original one. It kind of creeps on the edge of warm and cool weather anyway, but this one has been named as the fresher of the two, at least from my perspective. I don't know what other people were saying, but this is brand new. It is Rasasi Hawas Ice. Rasasi Hawas Ice, it is kind of like the original Rasasi Hawas if you added this kind of slightly fresher tone to it, as well as in the heat, it comes off more minty. In the cool weather, the mint is almost non-existent, surprisingly. It's very odd. I didn't realize that until Jeff from SoCal Scents said he gets a lot of mint. I said, I don't know why you're saying that. I get like little baby bit of mint. But once I wore it in a 70 degree, 80 degree day, the mint really shined on me. It's crazy. But with that said, you could definitely get like 2 different fragrances from the same fragrance depending on when you're wearing it. In the cool weather, you get a little bit more of that warmer plum, and then you also, unlike the original, you get this kind of like candy-like citrus that you get from a few other releases this year, like YSL Myself, where it's like a candy-like citrus mixed together with that warm plum. In the cool weather, again, that mint doesn't really shine, but it is a little slight bit in there. As you get further into the fragrance, it gets closer to the original Hawas, which was already something that you could wear in the cool weather. So this is a fresher, slightly fresher fragrance that you can wear in the cool weather, absolutely. And I get about 7 hours on this. It is macerating and maturing very quickly, though. So that's number 3. Number 4, this is going into the niche territory. So we went indie, designer limited edition, kind of a Middle Eastern designer, and now we're going into a introductory niche. Parfums de Marly Sedley. Parfums de Marly Sedley. You wouldn't necessarily think of this, even though it's a blue fragrance, and mostly blue fragrances can be worn all year round. I'm trying to stay away from the heavy blues, the typical blues, because again, if you're talking about Bleu de Chanel, it's all year round. Talk about the original YSL, YEDT, EDP, those are all year round. This one is more known straight for the summer because it has this heavy ambroxany lemony mint. That's what the fragrance is centered around, and as you get further into the fragrance, you get a nice creamy sandalwood in there, which is actually my favorite part of the fragrance. But this is a very beautiful, if you like the really fresh citrusy fragrances and you want to wear it in the cool weather and you're not sure if you should, this one definitely works during that, because again, I don't know what it is about that nice ambroxan, that effervescent fizzy woods mixed together with that lemon and that mint that really pops in the cool weather, as well as that creamy sandalwood that comes in further in. It's really nice. It's really, really good in the cool weather. You should definitely try that out. I'm not kidding. It does really well. I actually might like it better in the cool weather than the warm weather. I don't know why, but I do. Now this one, this was my signature fragrance of 2022. So number 5 is going to be a Dior. This is Dior Homme Sport 2021. I had the cap on the wrong way, so I was showing you the bottle backwards. This is a citric, aldehydic, woody version of the Dior Homme DNA. This is my favorite one from the entire line. It's like a lemony bergamot that you get in it, and it's a lot more noticeable than any of the other Dior Homme Sports that were out there before. 2017 version, stuff like that. It also removes the iris from the Dior Homme line, and it adds in more of that Dior Homme 2020 like DNA, where it's more of that woody, fresh, aromatic style fragrance. This one revolves around, again, that citruses, the pink pepper, an aldehydic note, a little bit of elemi in there as well, which is a very nice take on a fresh fragrance. But this is a signature all year round fragrance, even though it is more fresh, because again, you're saying aromatics, you're saying aldehydic, you're saying citruses, woods, stuff like that. You would think fresh. It is. It's luxury in a bottle. For a fresh fragrance, this is one of the best. This is a work scent or suit and tie scent or casual scent, whatever you want it to be. That's why it's a signature fragrance. Dior Homme Sport 2021, fantastic in the heat, but also fantastic in the cool weather. Now we're going from all of those into a clone, even though this one kind of does its own thing because people call it a clone of Turathi Blue. I just kind of went with it until I actually tried Turathi. People call it a clone of Bulgari's Tiger. I kind of just gave it away what it is. This is Afnan's Turathi Blue. I said it's kind of a clone of Turathi Blue, and this is Turathi Blue. So this is Bulgari Tiger. What am I talking about? This is a clone of Bulgari Tiger. It is Afnan's Turathi Blue. So people say that this is a clone of Bulgari Tiger, but I kind of went along with it until I smelled Bulgari Tiger. And then I realized it actually kind of does its own thing. So this is a very heavy musky fragrance, but it's very citrusy as well. It's actually, for a clone-like fragrance, it almost does its own thing. Like, I haven't smelled anything that's exactly like it. If there was something similar in the same ballpark, yes, Tiger would be there, but a lot higher quality. It's Tiger. Tiger, I didn't realize it. I didn't try it until like a month ago. And then I realized this is not a clone of Tiger. I mean, it kind of does that heavy musky citrus, but Tiger is a lot smoother. But with that said, this is a very nice fragrance, very smooth, very... the way that musk and then the way that the citrus comes across and a little bit of that sweetness in it, I absolutely like this fragrance. I absolutely like it. Yeah, that's actually a good way to say it because I don't love it. But if I'm looking for something that is fresh, clean, airy, musky citrus, and I want to wear it in the cool weather, Turathi Blue is going to do it because it is a blue, fruity, citrusy fragrance with a lot of musk. Very nice. It has some woods and spice in there as well, but it's very simplistic around that musk and citrus and a little bit of a fruity blend. I really enjoy it. But it is a like. It is not a love, it's a like, but you're asking for 10 and I'm giving you 10. So now going to the next one. This one is a love. I love. Most of these I love. Turathi Blue, I haven't worn it enough to call it a love. I've worn it about 10 times, so I'm probably at like an 7.8, 8.0 for that. But I also just tried Tiger, which kind of made that go from an 8.5 to a 7.9. Tiger for me is like a 9. Really good fragrance. Anyway, next one, Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Beau, the Eau de Toilette. The Parfum, or the Eau de, this is the Eau de Parfum. Is this an Eau de Parfum? Yeah, this is Eau de Toilette. So the Les Parfums, Jean Paul Gaultier, Le Beau Les Parfums. Yeah, so they skipped the Eau de Parfum. I didn't realize that until right now. But the Le Beau is actually my favorite of the two. The Les Parfums has the best opening for sure, but there's something in the middle that, it's not that I don't like it. I still like the fragrance. I love the opening, and I really like the dry down. It's something in the middle. I don't know. It's like very earthy, and I need to get around that to figure out how I feel for the full fragrance, but I know I love this one. This is going to be coconut tonka. It's going to be a sweet, creamy, semi-gourmand. Almost, this is the beach fragrance, obviously. I mean, you got the beach leaf, all that good stuff. It looks and smells like a beach fragrance, but because of that nice, again, tonka and ambery backbone, because it's definitely an ambery backbone. That's one thing I forgot to say about this. This is citrus and musk, yes, but it has an amber backbone. That's why it's really good in the cool weather. That's Turathi Blue. But with that said, this one, that coconut, tonka, and amber accord, a little bit of a creamy woods. This fragrance is very freaking good. The coconut shines in the cool weather. The tonka shines in the cool weather. It just almost becomes a little sweeter when you're wearing it in the cool weather. It just, I don't know if it's the way it comes off because you're wearing it in a cool weather and not in an environment that it was made for, which is almost like that suntan lotion, coconut, tonka mixture. But with that said, the amber and tonka shines. You still get that coconut, but the amber and tonka are the heavier parts in it. I think that's why it comes off a little bit sweeter and richer. Really nice. Le Beau is absolutely fantastic in the cool weather. Now this one is discontinued, but you can still find it every once in a while. It is my second favorite in the entire line. This is Yves Saint Laurent YSL Live. So it's just YSL Live. I don't know why I always say Yves Saint Laurent YSL. They're the same name. Anyway, YSL Live. This is kind of like a juniper orange blossom. So it's more of a fruity, sweet white floral take on the line. But even though I say floral, it doesn't really come off florally. It just comes off like the rich, fruity, semi-bubblegum style version of the YSL Y line. So it's almost like the Invictus mixed with YSL Y Parfum. That's what this fragrance is in a nutshell. It has this juniper. It's almost like they made two fragrances with the juniper. They had the YO Fresh for the spring and summer, and this one was just kind of made it a little bit deeper and richer. I really like this fragrance. It really shines in the cool weather because it still has that Le Parfum-like DNA. That sweet white floral takes precedence over that amberwood and tonka you get in the Le Parfum, and it kind of comes off very similar. And then again, you have that juniper and ginger providing like a fruity, effervescent feeling to it, but it is a bit richer as well. Again, that bubblegum style part of the line. YSL Y Live is really good in the cool weather. Outside of the Le Parfum, this is the best cool weather. I just didn't want to talk about the Le Parfum again. Could have easily put that in this video, but this one is more on the fresher side to me because of there's that citrus and white floral, but it's really good in the cool weather as well. Anyway, going into the last two. So the next one is the second Chanel I told you was in the same line. This one is a versatility goat. So if you want a fresh fragrance, you want versatility, you can wear it in any situation with any article of clothing. You can wear it when you're naked. I don't really give a shit because it'll work. This is Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. Citric, aromatic. I mean, it's more, so the whole line, the Allure Homme line, is based around that citruses and the vanilla, but the vanilla is not as heavy. In this one, it becomes a little bit more aromatic. It adds a little bit more of the mint in there, dials down the citrus, and adds in a wallop of the vanilla that's from the line. Yeah, it's like if you took the Allure Homme Edition Blanche and you removed the lemon and just added extra aromatics, extra vanilla, and a little bit of mint. That's what this fragrance is. It's super freaking alluring. I don't know what else to say about it. It's probably the most versatile, best smelling, largest complementing fragrance for pretty much everybody out there. I don't know a single person out there that doesn't like this fragrance, at least like it. Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme is definitely that guy. It's that dude. It's so good. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. The only bad thing about it is that the Allure Homme Eau Extreme, it's called the Extreme, but honestly, the original, the Eau de Toilette, lasts the longest in the line at 7 hours. That's about 5 to 6. Yeah, going into this one, this is one that came out last year. I really enjoy this, and I wear it all year round. It's almost like it's called a frosted apple. I don't know what a frosted apple is, but it does smell almost like a frosted apple. It's like a minty apple. That's what the fragrance smells like. It is Boss Bottled Marine limited edition. I think this is still available pretty much anywhere, but it is like a frosted apple with sandalwood. That's what this fragrance smells like. The opening is probably the best opening that came out last year. I'm not even joking. I don't care what anybody says. This is the best, freshest, like minty apple opening with a little bit of that Boss Bottle DNA underneath it with that cinnamon. That's kind of what this smells like in a nutshell. And then as you get to the dry down, it becomes a little bit more of like a creamy woods with a slight bit of that apple, where it gets a little bit more basic, but I don't care. The opening of this is fire, and it is great in the cool weather. That frosted apple cinnamon, I mean, obviously it works in the cool weather. Fruity, a little bit watery, but it's fan-freaking-tastic. I love that stuff. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I am wearing that today. Goes good with the green shirt. So, yeah, those are my 10 fresh fragrances that are normally known for the spring and summer that you can wear definitely in the cool weather. Let me know some that you think are great for the cool weather that I did not mention. Tell me if you agree with the ones that I chose. And again, I'll be back with number 6 list, which is going to be, what is it? Warm and cozy fragrances for the winter. So that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. So thank you guys so much. Peace out.